Hello viewer and welcome to round 2 of the PNTCC Season 2. And we're heading to Sonoma Raceway in California, USA. The second to last stop of our USA tour within the PNTCC as before we head to Europe and have 1 week break. Today we're driving the WTCC layout, which consists of 19 corners. And the fact that this circuit is built into a hill makes it incredibly difficult in certain braking zones, especially turn 6, as you'll be going quite tight and downhill into a tight right-hander. Turn 8 being a long left-hander, making it extra awkward to get the power down early, with great overtaking zones at turn 9 and turn 18. Turn 15 also is a great overtaking zone. But without further ado, let's get to the action of race 1. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for round 2, race 1 at Sonoma Raceway. And we are underway here. So Bo on first place. Bo Dixon is first race of the season with us today. Incredibly talented driver, has entered a lot of official race room 2.4 hours. And as you can see, Connor has just ran wide straight from the braking zone of T2. Very tricky corner T2, really makes your car want to squirrel out. And Evans and Jamski are already battling, already heavily door banging, which is absolutely fine as long as they don't absolutely punt each other off. As they come down the hill to the fast right-hander, over the top of the crest, down into the long turn 8. This is the long turn that I was talking about earlier. Very, very tough on the front right of the cars, and as you can see, everyone using as much track as possible to keep that speed up high as Jamski tries to chase Bo Dixon down. And Evans looks up the inside cheekily, but Jamski's got this. He's got it nice and covered off. As we're now coming up to the fast corners of 11 through 14, of a left, then another left, then a right, then another left, followed by a right. Exciting stuff. But it looks very good, and we'll be with Ernie on the next lap as well, so you'll be able to see it from above and see what it's truly like. It is quite an incredible sequence of corners. As Jamski gets a pretty poor exit. And we're now on board with Evans. He's trying to look around the outside of Jamski, but Jamski's closed the door. So he looks down the inside. And Jamski just outbrakes himself just a little bit, leaving the door wide open for Evans to power on through around turn 19 and over the line to complete lap 1 of our 10-minute race. And Jamski hasn't really given up quite yet though, but he's a little bit twitchy. And oh, speaking of twitchiness, there he goes, he's lost the rear end. Now can Rabber behind him capitalize on that? So Rabber is brand new to the season as well, and I would like to take this opportunity as well. Oh, we're just nipping on board with Jammer. Oh dear. Two wheels off of turn 5, not great, which allows Rabbit to just go straight through the door. And yes, as I was saying, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Rabbit on the birth of his second born son. And yeah, I hope that it lives a long and happy life, sir. And I hope that the mother is also okay, as we're on board with Dixon, who is being pressured quite heavily by Evans, because Dixon went off, as we saw, around turn 8. Lost the rear end at the top of the corner, caught the sand, or the dry grass, and just lost it completely. So Evans capitalised incredibly well there. As we now join early in the sky, here we are. So here's a lovely sequence of corners. Pretty much flat out all the way through, as long as you got your setup completely right. And the current order is Evans, followed by Bo Dixon, followed by Anders, followed by Jamski, who goes wide, who misses the apex completely. So we'll just wait and see if Rabber takes advantage of that. Hopefully we will get on board with Rabber at some point soon, as Bo is trying to pile the pressure onto Evans, but Evans is not having any of it. Brilliant cornering by Evans. Close the door. Really lovely exit. Getting a nice 3/10, 4/10 gap between him and Bo Dixon, which is crucial because Bo is absolutely rapid. He is the definition of an alien. Definitely, as you can look at that for braking. What car control. Genuinely, I don't know how Bo does that. It's absolutely incredible. As we're now watching Rabber for the first time, who I believe is driving the Cupra this season. Quite a few Cupras this season. But he's gone for the green. The green Cooper, number 99. As we'll be nipping back to the front of the grid anytime now, I'd imagine. Trevor goes over the crest. We join Bo Dixon, who's still trying to put the pressure onto Evans. Evans seems to be covering pretty well. He's put a lot of practice into this week because he was so disappointed in how Mid-Ohio went for him last week. So he's really, really putting time in to make sure that he gets a really good result this week and hopefully a race win. As we're now on the hood of Bo Dixon. Just look at how much speed he's carrying through. You can see the rear end through the camera angle just sliding round as he's pushing. Heavy, hard on the brakes. Really making sure that he doesn't slow the car down by making it off balance, just like Evans did on the exit of that one, taking too much curb. At the end of the day, if your tyre isn't on the black stuff, it's not getting acceleration. And Bo using engine braking quite a lot there into turn 18. As they both get a good exit this time. Bo is really on the rear bumper of Evans now. Really pushing. But Evans is doing incredibly well to hold him to his stuff. Hold his grit. That Yorkshire nerve of his. Using that car and placing that car really well to hold Bo back. Anders at this point is it's just a spectator, really. Oh, Bo's got a really nice exit out of 5. So we go into 6. Down the hill. Bo's having a look around T7. As we go over the crest into T8. Bo's got the outside line, which means he's going to get much better exit speed than Evans. But will he be able to get the undercut? Not quite. Not quite. Evans carried a lot of speed through there as Bo looks down into the right-hand corner. Does he have him? No. Evans again. Late breaker. Closes the door immediately. Really good defensive driving here by Evans. Causing Bo a lot of hard work. If Bo wants to get by, he's going to have to do something quite special, quite brave. As we're coming up to the chicane of turn 15 and 16. Oh, we've just nipped on board with Jamsky, who has got a back ahead of Rabber. So Rabber must have had an incident earlier in the circuit. As we join back with the race leaders, Bo Dixon and Geordie Evans. Dixon gets a fantastic exit out of turn 16. Oh, the chicane. So head to head going into the turn 18. Geordie's got the inside line, but Bo is sticking it there. Now he's got the inside line into turn 19-1, but not 2 and 3. Well, 2 he does, but not 3. At the top of the hill, but I think Bo is going to get this. Geordie's not giving up, though, and he wisely pulls out there. The fact that that's an uphill off camber, but Geordie looks down the inside, taking a bit too much. Oh, 2 wheels there as well. Takes a little bit too much curb. So we go up through turn 5. No, turn 5 just there, sorry. No, that's turn 6, sorry. So turn 5, turn 6 into turn 7. Or turn 6. No, that's turn 6. Apologies. I will get my corners right one video. One day I will get them all right. Over the crest into 8. As you can see, the gap between... Oh, Bo loses the rear end there. But the gap between Geordie and Bo already has grew quite a bit, purely because I think Geordie's car was way off balance. Way off balance. So we're coming up to the double right-hander, shall we call it. You can treat it as one corner, but this right-hander here is quite a long one as we go into the fast complex and we ride it with Geordie. Does he lift? Not at all. Look at that. Foot flat. Beautiful stuff. Great driving by Geordie Evans. Gets a nice bit of clipping off the curb. Unsettles the car off of the chicane. A lot of drivers were doing that. Bo tends to miss that last chicane corner. So we're back on board with Bo. Now, you can see that the time is fading, and for some reason I think the server must have had a funny moment, because as Bo crosses the line for race 1, he is victorious. For some reason the race ended a minute early. Don't know why. But as you can see, Bo's going to do his celebration in a moment, and we will be able to see the race lead table as Bo does his front flip. It's a pirouette into land. Beautiful stuff. So here we are at the end of race 1. Bo Dixon takes the victory and gets 2.5 extra points for fastest lap, so he's on 38.5. Jordy Evans in second, Anders in third, Jamski in fourth with Ravenous in fifth. Connor Max DNF'd with Yogi in sixth. So here we go for race 2, round 2 at Sonoma Raceway. We're on board with myself, Anders, as we are now go. We can see that Jamis Cooper has got a brilliant start this time around compared to race 2 of last week. He's currently attacking Rab around the outside of turn 2, which is a little bit awkward. Oh, he goes for a late break and he shoots right across the circuit, almost taking Rabber out, which is incredibly close. Everyone's so close together, but how Jamski just completely lost control of his car, and you can see him right at the rear, right about, and Rabber rolls. That's hopefully not going to be a common saying, but he's absolutely rolled it. Let's have another replay of that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That's what we want to see in WTCR. So race 2, literally within the first sector, being absolutely mental. As we're still on board with Anders, myself, Connor Max, currently the race leader. Didn't have a great round 1 at Mid-Ohio. Runs wide there. And Anders is looking to go around the outside here. But quite early on the brakes, I can see. Quite early. So Connor Max just positioned his car really nicely on the apex. Not giving any room. Jordy Evans really pushing with Bo Dixon right on his rear bumper as we're back on board with Ernie. Through the lovely complex of the left, right, down to the chicane. Looks like Anders is looking up the inside as Connor Max outbrakes himself a little bit and I'm not quite sure what kind of happens there. It's almost as if Anders went for the race in line and it was never going to be there, so he loses position to Evans, who's got much better acceleration out of the chicane. And can Anders just slot just in front of Bo Dixon? As we're now on board, or we're now watching Bo as we enter turn 19 of race 2, and we can see that Anders hasn't given up yet. He's going to try and do the same thing that Jammer did as we go around turn 1, round turn 2, but Anders can't quite keep it there, blocking off Bo. Make sure he doesn't lose a position. Evans runs slightly wide, which allows Anders to get a brilliant exit. As we go up to the uphill chicane complex, over where Rubber rolled. We're going to call that corner Rubber roll now. Braking hard into turn 6, I believe this is. Down the hill, round the long right-hander, over the crest. As Connor Max is looking fairly comfortable up in front right now. Not too under pressure by the people behind him. He just needs to keep his head down. Let the people behind him battle away. As Evans and Anders is going defensive there, you can see in the background against Bo Dixon. But Connor driving a beautiful line through there for the McGann. He's getting slightly more used to it. He's not quite dialed in just yet, like I know he can be, but he's doing a very good job in this race 2 compared to race 1, where he was just right at the back of the field, not really going anywhere. And Bo Dixon looks for a lunge. Brilliant overtake. Anders is trying to hold the inside line, but just too slow on the apex. Anders is just not having much luck on that chicane today, as Bo Dixon gets a very easy P3. And his next target is just in front of him, Jordy Evans. Jordy needs to make light work of Connor if he wants to get himself a gap between himself and Bo Dixon. As we now look at Jordy Evans in the Lincoln Co. Chinese knockoff Volvo. Not sure if you can say that, but we will. Really aggressively trying to go for Connor, but Connor's speed, that McGann's top speed is looking pretty good as Connor takes a beautiful line through there as Evans looks up the inside but jeopardizes exit by the looks of it. Although Connor seems to have not got a great exit either. They're all quite slow through there apart from Bo Dixon, who's looking mighty hungry in this race. I don't think he wants to be battling for too long like he did in race 1. Down into the awkward downhill right-hander. So Evans gets an exit. No, he loses an exit. So Bo's going round the outside into turn 7. You'll have the inside line into turn 8. Over the crest. Geordie has to let that go. And Bo just picking people off here. Everyone's using as much track as possible out of turn 8 to keep the speed as high as they can. Anders is just kind of watching, enjoying the competition as Conor Max is still in P1 with 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. As Bo looking to go around the outside. Not quite able to do it. Conor Max is doing it. Oh, he's sliding everywhere. He's doing a very good job. Running Bo quite wide, but Bo gets around the out. What a move by Bo Dixon. I'm not quite sure. I wish we could have seen that, but Geordie trying to capitalise but not being able to. Anders is looking to get involved now as he's gone the rear quarter panel of Geordie Evans. So we're back on board with Anders. Anders being quite smart there, letting Evans have the corner. Conor Max just getting quite wide, missing the apex of the turn 18. And this is all looking deja vu to me. As Conor Max and Evans are back side by side. And he tries to go up the inside, but Conor Max is still defending quite heavily. Trying to push around the outside. I'm not sure who's got what here. Evans has run quite wide. Jeopardising his exit out at the top of the corner. Conor Max looking to go down the inside late on the brakes. And just collects Geordie Evans, and Anders goes through. Takes both of them off as they're battling each other. Anders just playing the smart waiting game there. Looking for the opportunity. And Evans is not having much luck here. Not having much luck. I think that was all fair racing. Nothing bad there. And Evans is just having a really tough time at Sonoma in race 1 and race 2. He had Bo Dixon all over his rear bumper. As Jamski's looking to capitalise on him now. And he's got him. He's got him. So Evans must have got a really poor exit out of 8. So we're on the rear bumper of Jamski. We can see that Lincoln Co is looking quite angry. He's had a really tough couple of races here. But fair play for Evans for really sticking through it as we're on board with Evans now. Going through chicane, he takes a lot more speed through there than Jamski. But to be fair, what a recovery from Jamski. He's got all the way up this far after that T1 absolute shocker on lap 1, sorry, on T2, T3, shocker. Completely losing his control of his Cupra. Anders has made himself a nice gap against Conor Max here. So hopefully that will get Anders another podium to help keep his championship titles alive. Now Bo Dixon seems to be a little bit more in the mix. As we're on board with Evans, who misses the apex, runs a little wide, jeopardises his exit there. As we go through the uphill chicane, the left right over the crest, downhill into the turn right braking zone. Bit of door rubbing there, that's absolutely fine. Jamski letting Conor back through as we now go over the crest into turn 8. Conor's positioning is so good when he's defending. He just puts his car right where you want to be able to blitz it through. As they're all carrying a lot of speed, they're all going wide here in turn 8. Jamski just giving him a little bit of a love tap in the rear bumper there. But Conor Max again defending beautifully. He's just putting his car exactly where Jamski needs to go to finish the move. But it looks like they're going through side by side through this complex. So far so good. Oh no. Oh, and Conor's... Oh, that's so unlucky. So that's just a racing incident there, but that's so unlucky. It just looked as though Conor wanted a little bit more road. Jamski gave him plenty of space and one of them had to back out. And sadly, Conor Max, after his brilliant efforts, just sadly, lost in the dust. So we're now on board with Bo Dixon, which will be the last lap of the race, as we've only got 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go as I say this. And Bo's had a pretty comfortable race 2 compared to race 1. He got his overtakes done early, he's kept it consistent, kept it quick. As we go on board with Bo, let's just see how his car control is through these complexes. So he's got a downhill Off camber right-hander. Beautifully done. So we go around turn 7. Over the crest to turn 8. And he's Tokyo drifting in a way down this hill. He's got a very tight line through turn 8. A lot more people are trying to get a late apex out of turn 8, but Bo seems to keep it quite nice and tight. Carrying a lot of speed, braking really late. Notice the difference that Bo isn't attacking the curb as much as the other people. He's kind of just kissing them. He's not really riding over them. He's keeping all 4 wheels on the floor, apart from these curbs here. He's absolutely riding these, but very smooth driving here by Bo Dixon, who's going to get another victory in the PNTCC Season 2 here at Sonoma Raceway. As we head down now to turn 18, the right hand hairpin, and Bo Dixon taking a victory in race 2. The PNTCC. So brilliant drive there from Bo. Brilliant drive. Anders comes in second. Bo's just randomly stopping there. Interesting. But Anders finishes in second. And I believe it's Geordie Evans finishing P3. Yep, you can see the Linko. And there you go. There's your celebratory car flying for you. And that is the end of race 2. So there's your top 3 for this race. So there we have it. Bo Dixon did win race 2, followed by Anders and Geordie to finish off the podium positions. Jamski in 4th, Yogi in 5th, Ravimus in 6th, and Conor Max, after his amazing drive and getting driver of the day for it, sadly bringing up the crew in 7th place, which leads the table after 2 rounds, with Anders on top with 121.5 points, Geordie Evans in 2nd with 117, Jamski in 3rd with 112, followed by Dark Yogi in 4th, Connor in 5th, Bo in 6th, Mark Coulson in 7th, Ramos in 8th, and Letterme in 9th, who is currently yet to race in the PNTCC. So that was round 2 of the PNTCC Season 2. I hope you are enjoying the content. If you do, please hit that like and subscribe button. It is very good for support. If you want to get involved, check it out in the links in the description below. All you have to do is join our Pretty Ninja Discord and sign up to the SLP website and join our league. It's completely free to do, and you only just need to link up your Discord account for web links reasons. There are still 14 slots available, and next week, we are hitting up Watkins Glen. So hopefully that'll bring some even more fantastic racing, and you can check it out live at twitch.tv/PNR Anders. Until next time, everyone, look after yourselves. See you later.